Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How you doing? How you doing? What is that? How you doing? Yeah. Hey, hey, hey. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Such a pleasure as always to be here with you. Oh yes, welcome to the Deliberate Millionaire Live. How are you? How are you? Tell me where you're streaming in from. I want to know. Now, I'm Rosemary Nonny Knight. I am the prosperity minister and business coach for ambitious spiritual people determined to thrive, to prosper, to make at least six figures whilst living in line with their purpose. I help you leave behind the pain, the limiting beliefs of the past, and rise victorious in your true design life. We're going to start the new affirmation for this week. I am the deliberate designer of my life. I am powerful enough to create what I desire. We're going to start by singing that, and then we're going to talk a little bit about what people do sometimes that causes their vision never to actually come to life. Let's do this now. Okay, here we go. Deep breath in. I am the deliberate designer of my life. Oh, I am the deliberate designer of my life. Again, I am the deliberate designer of my life. I am the deliberate designer of my life. I am powerful enough to create what I desire. I'm powerful enough to create what I desire. I'm powerful enough to create what I desire. I am the deliberate designer of my life. That's who you are, okay? You are the deliberate designer of your life. You are the deliberate designer of your life. Do you get that? Do you get that? I know that at times, it can feel like I am not deliberately designing anything. It's just happening to me. And I'm just about surviving. What do you mean I'm deliberately designing my life? You are. You are. You are. You are. You are. We're talking about faith comes before results. As I wrote this post, and it was all about the fact that I see sometimes ambitious spiritual people doing is waiting for the vision to prove itself to them before they fully commit to the vision, before they fully surrender to the dream, the desire in their heart. Except it doesn't work that way. It can't work that way. I talk about active surrender. And active surrender is where it's not a passive, I'm just waiting for the divine to show me some other sign or something else before I show up. No. We as ambitious spiritual people, we have to completely surrender to the creation of our vision without knowing exactly how it's all going to come to life, without knowing how long it's going to take to come to life, without knowing whether it's even ever going to come to life, except we are the deliberate designers of our life. And so something inside of us knows that when we fully commit and we decree that something must be, then it must be. And that is faith, that we create it within ourselves first and then hold on. Hold on until it manifests in the physical. Nobody can give you a time. Nobody can tell you exactly when it's all going to work. But I can tell you this, as sure as the sun rises in the east, as sure as night follows day and day follows night, you will see the manifestation of your vision if you surrender completely to it. But the problem, as I say, is a lot of people, and maybe even you're kind of holding back bits of yourself, holding back because you do not want to fully commit to all of it, because either maybe you tried before and it didn't quite work out the way you wanted it to, or you're just afraid. It's like, who am I to think that this vision that I want, I am capable of bringing to life? And so you kind of play a little bit with it, but you do not fully commit. And sometimes even you can't tell that you're not fully committed. Most of the time you can really, or most of the point, I can tell. I can tell when I'm listening to someone, when I'm speaking to someone, are you fully committed to what you say you're fully committed to? Because there's all kinds of reasons why people hold back from fully surrendering And this, as I say, it's an active surrender. So yes, you surrender completely to the vision, but then you act as someone who is completely surrendered to that vision. You act as though you are completely surrendered to it. So it's not enough to say, yes, I believe that it's going to happen, and then you're not doing anything to bring it to life. That is not faith. That is you kind of putting one foot in, one foot out, just in case it doesn't quite work. Then at least I haven't fully committed to it, and you will get what you expect, which is that nothing will work. Okay? You have to, and it is scary. It takes incredible courage to step up and really live out your vision against disappointments, because there will be trials, there will be struggles, there will be times when it feels like, can it ever happen? Who am I to think I can do this? You will listen to other people telling you how it should look and what you should do and this and that, and you will forget yourself. You forget what you want and try and conform and try and fit what everybody else is telling you you should want. You keep waiting for proof that your concept, that your vision, that your desire is possible. But again, none of that will work. None of that will work. You have to back yourself up immediately. You have to fully back yourself up. You have to fully back yourself up. And I get it. We're adults. It can feel like we're being irresponsible. It can feel like, how can I fully back this up? You have to. Do you want it or not? Do you want to live in your purpose or don't you? Are you going to see the vision actually materialize or are you not? Because if you're going to see it materialize, it will be because you completely backed it up. Completely backed it up. You went all in with everything you knew to do each day to bring that vision to life because you saw it. It's like I used to sing the song when I used to go to church. I have seen the city of God and I cannot turn away. It's like when you catch a glimpse of that vision of you. For most of us in this community, what we want is to change lives, change millions of lives, and make lots of money. We do. We want that. We want it with everything inside of us. But as time goes on, it gets to the point where you start to feel as if, is it ever going to happen? And maybe I was greedy for thinking that I should want it anyway. And so then you pull back from fully owning what you want. But again, that's the recipe for disaster. It's a recipe for disaster because without your full commitment, it's never going to come to life. So I get it. We want to change lives. We want to see all of that happening. We want to make lots of money. You have to trust yourself. That vision you see inside of you, that you are capable of your calling, that it is a calling, that it is yours to create, that even when it looks as if the physical reality is never going to shift or move or anything, and I know sometimes I feel like I'm saying the same things over and over again, but I know how much I needed to hear them when I was going through the hardest of times. I needed to hear time and time again that I was not the only one that's ever gone through difficult times in the creation of my vision. And I needed to hear it from all kinds of different angles in different ways. And so I keep trying to bring it to you in as many different ways as possible. Stop for today. I really want you to stop holding back and waiting for the vision to prove itself to you, because you are the creator of the vision. You are the one that decides it's going to happen or it's not going to happen. So you doing this thing where I'll just try a little bit. I'll give it a few days, or I'll give it a month or a few months or whatever. And then I'll see how it goes. And if it doesn't quite work out, then I'll know maybe it's not of the divine. Nonsense. That is you waiting for the vision to prove itself to you. No. And the divine is waiting for you to fully commit, fully say, I am all in on this thing, because that's the only way it can work. Do you understand? That's the only way it can work. Faith must come before you get the result. You must have faith for it, because that is what gives it life. Everything starts within you. Everything starts within you as an unseen energy formation. So until you give that energy formation energy, until you give it attention and focus and love energy, until you do that, there's no way for it to form in the physical. Do you get that? There's no way for it to form in the physical. So if there's any part of you thinking to yourself, let me just try it out for a little bit and see if it takes in the physical reality. And once it takes in the spiritual reality, and I'm getting the clients, I'm making the money, I'm doing all of that stuff. When all of that works, then I will fully commit. It won't work. You have killed it off before it even began. Basically, or you've killed it off mid-birth, literally, because it can't work with that like that. You are the one to give it energy. I understand you've had made mistakes in the past. You've experienced disappointment. You might even have had people telling you that it's not possible for you to live this life the way you want to. You may have, there's kind of all, and let's not even talk about if you've experienced financial restriction where money hasn't quite been flowing in the way you wanted to, and you were really banking on this business or yeah, your vision kind of generating enough cash for you to live off it, and it's not happened yet. But I like to say this to clients: it's like expecting a baby or a teenager, even, because you might have been growing it until it's like 10 years old. So maybe you've been in this thing for 10 years or something, and it's still not quite making the money that you would like it to make. If anything, maybe it's even taking a dip because there's a part of you that starts to feel as if it's ever going to work. So your attention and focus is kind of shaky. Let's be honest, okay? But it's like expecting a 10-year-old to suddenly take over the household, to look after everything, to become the breadwinner and all of that stuff. It's not going to work. A baby takes a child, a baby, whatever, it's going to take as long as it takes for the baby child to grow. Same thing with your business. It's going to take as long as it takes to grow. You cannot expect it to be a grown adult before it's actually a grown adult. And that's what sometimes people will put a lot of pressure on their business to immediately make them money, because you hear all these, oh, I made it in 3 seconds, I made $1 million, and I sent out one email and 20 million came in. And this is not it. You hear this stuff, when it's not happening to you in the way that they said it should happen, you immediately judge yourself as maybe I'm doing something wrong. And so then you start putting even more pressure on the business. You start acting from more desperation. And then the whole thing is breaking even faster than before, basically. And you can't figure out what you're doing because you're working so hard to try and make it work. And it's just not freaking working. Honeys, that is you acting from fear. And you will always get what you're afraid of. Okay? Because that is actually where your focus is. You are the creator of your reality. You are the one that gives your vision life. So you have to go all in. You have to play full out for it. Yes, I understand that maybe you have to do other things because you have responsibilities whilst the baby is growing. I get it. Maybe you do. Maybe you do have to do other things. That's okay. But you still, the thinking behind even doing the other things to maybe to make some money to support the growth of the business is that it is to support the growth of the business, not that you're doing other things and the business is just that little aside thing that, just play with that. And, maybe you'll, no. If you treat it like some kind of childish pursuit, it will always be a childish pursuit. But if you treat it as, I am growing this business, I see the vision of it inside of me, I know what I'm called, born, meant to do. And I stand by it. I stand firm in what I know I am meant for. And anything else I do supports my vision. You have to become that person who holds firm, even in the face of what seems to be an unchanging physical reality. You must hold firm to your vision because you are the creator of it. There is no perfect time. And I get that you might feel guilty, especially if you have family. Because I know how I felt. So much shame, so much guilt when the business was not making as much money as I wanted it to make. And I felt like I was letting down my children, I was letting down my partner. I couldn't even talk about it with my extended family because I felt like such a failure. But even in the middle of all of that, the thing that I just held on to was, I have seen the city of God and I cannot freaking turn away. So I don't care how long this thing is going to take. I am in this until it freaking takes. Because I know what I believe, that if I hold firm to what I have decided to create, it must create. It must manifest in the physical reality. The physical reality must move, must remold itself around what I have decided to create. And it took courage. It took a lot of courage. There were times even I wondered, can anybody do this? Because I teach people to build businesses and to make six figures. And there's part of me thinking, can anybody do what I had to do to break through? In the end, mine is not to judge anybody else. Mine is to show you how you can do it. If you choose to hold your freaking ground, I can encourage you. I can give you the strategies, but in the end, it will be you backing yourself. You cannot be half in and half out. You have to be in. You have to be in. There are no perfect circumstances. There's no time when you'll suddenly have surplus amount of money that you can then throw at the business and you'll have. That will never happen. You have to start with the resources you have today, with the wisdom you have today. Get help if necessary, and move your butt. Commit to what you see inside of you. Commit to that vision of who you are meant to be. The world has already stolen enough years from you. Do not steal more from yourself. Your time is now. I know it feels hard, but you must have faith for your vision before you see the vision in the physical reality. And I don't know how long you're going to have faith for, but you're going to need to do it for as long as it takes. You have to commit as long as it takes. As long as it takes. I will not go to the grave without fully living out my full vision. Commit. And then you back yourself up with your actions, with your internal actions, external actions, do all the affirming, whatever you need to do to remind yourself of what you've committed to. Do the physical things that need to be done as the person who brings it to life. Do not give yourself an out. You are the deliberate designer and creator of your life. And only you can do it. The divine will back you up when you back yourself up. The divine backs you up in whatever it is that you're doing. Ultimately, you have free will over how your life plays out. So if you want your vision to be realized, you are the one to realize it, okay? Okay. Listen, if you haven't got a copy of my book, Remove the Blocks, and you know, and it feels as if you're working hard, you're not getting anywhere, honey, there's probably things in the way. Get a copy of the book, Remove the Blocks, Come Into My World. The link is around this video, depending on where you're listening to it, or it's in my bio if you're on Instagram, okay? So get a copy of the book. Let's remove the blocks, so at least there's nothing standing in your way of fully committing to what it is that you're doing, okay? Start there. And when I invite you to have a conversation with me, I strongly urge you to take advantage of that, okay? Okay then, my loves. Until the next time, I'm going to leave it at that for today. Remember this, your vision cannot prove itself to you. You are the one that will see it within yourself, create it within yourself, and hold your ground until it comes to life. You are the one that decides whether your vision is going to come to life or not. You are the one that has all the choices. You are the one with all the power here. The divine will move through you in wherever you choose to focus. If you keep focusing on uncertainty and whether it's, I don't know if it's going to work for me, I don't know if I can do that, that's what you'll get. If you focus on, this is what I'm creating and I will not turn away. As I said, I've seen the city of God. I will not turn away. Then I can assure you without a shadow of a doubt, because you are a success machine, you will always succeed at whatever you focus on. Whatever you have faith in, you will see come to pass. So what are you having faith in, my loves? Until the next time, go forth and prosper. If you have any questions, if you have any thoughts, share them with me. I want to know, because I would love to do streams that speak directly to issues that you are facing right now. So if there's anything, put them in the comments, whatever. I will come and do another live stream about it tomorrow or whatever. Okay? Okay, until the next time, my loves, much amazing love. Go forth and prosper. This is your time. This is your time. Everything that has ever happened to you has brought you to this moment. Do not at this point then turn around and give up. No, the time to give up is not now. It's never. The time right now is to break through to your next level. So hold your freaking ground. Okay? Until the next time, much amazing love. Goodbye. Go forth and prosper. Go forth and prosper, my loves. See you soon.